Welcome to the Captain Jack Show. Be prepared to be entertained, or you'll be boarded, you landlubbers. Yarr.
All right. What was it like the old guy from what was it? I can't remember his name. You know who I'm talking about. All right. That guy, the good-looking guy. Definitely not me. Definitely not me. How are y'all doing out there? This is Captain Jack. I'm here because what else you gonna do on a Friday night? There's coronavirus, and the stock market is taking a major hit. So I guess the first thing I got to tell you is if you want to, I like what Raider Homer said. Now's not the time to shit the bed. Now's not the time to shit at all. If you do have a issue and you do have extra money, I'm telling you, buy gold, invest in yourself, carrot bars, go to the link. Copy the link. www.carrotbars.com/ was it question mark S equals J Levy. We'll give you some information about what's going on with gold. Check it out. I'm slowly learning that I need to remind myself to do certain things. I put on a bunch of lights tonight, so hopefully I won't have as much issues, knock wood, with the tired eyes. It's a lot brighter in here, and I'm hoping that that'll help out. Because what would we be doing on a Friday night? I tell you, normally I'm actually doing what I normally do, and that's watching was it MacGyver, Hawaii Five-0, although particularly on Hawaii Five-0, I was very upset. Here's some things we're definitely going to talk about. And hey, tell Sophia I said hello as well, Raider Homer. Good to see you. Love little Sophia. Love her to death. You know, I tell you, I was really enamored with Sophia when I met her at the draft last year. You know, bad memories. Good memories of going out to the draft. Fantastic. Bad memories to be, because we're not going to be able to do that this year. Anyway, getting back to Hawaii Five-0. There were people out in Hawaii at the there's a cemetery that's out there, and they were doing some filming of Hawaii Five-0, and it was a bunch of veterans at this cemetery, and Alex McLaughlin, I believe is the actor's name, went up to these people that were they were laying a gentleman to rest. He was a veteran, and they told the people, well, you should have bought gold then, while it was low, although gold is taking a little bit of a hit. Anyway, they told this veterans group that were laying a gentleman to rest. They said, and the guy is Australian. I'm not going to do the Australian accent because I'll screw it up. But they said, can your group be a little more quiet? We're filming over here. Yeah. Can you be a little more quiet because we're filming over here? Screw you, Alec McLaughlin. I don't know what's on. You know, I can tell you, though. I can tell you in a minute. I'm going to go to the guide. You can be watching WWE Friday Night SmackDown. I wonder if that's a rerun. I don't normally watch SmackDown. Okay, you can watch the second or another show of Lincoln Rhymes' Bone Collector. I never watched that. Or 2020. I don't like that stuff. So what I normally would do is I'll go up to HBO because normally there's a good movie on, but it normally starts at 8. And I'm watching movies, man. What do you mean, what the fuck am I talking about? What, Jerry? You know me. I'm talking here. Hey, I'm talking here. Kind of like that's my impersonation of, hey, I'm walking here. I'm talking here. Dustin Hoffman, Midnight Cowboy. Hello, Vicky. How you doing there? I want to say thank you and hello to everybody that's in the audience. Jerry Lopez, South Florida. Winston is in South Florida. Louis Hernandez. Like I said, Crazy Cooter is in the house. At least he's watching. Andrew Dominguez, Jason Snell, Leo, my girl Vicky. And then, of course, the crowd that I'm preaching to right now. Facebook, got to get over to YouTube. Jimmy Farrell, Raider Homer, Johnny Jimenez, Jerry D. Hey, what are you talking about, Jerry D? Ed Winchell, Jimmy Farrell. Johnny Jimenez is out of toilet paper. Or he's going to sell it online. That's probably a good that's an investment right there. Because it's gonna come to a point where people are going to be paying these high prices for toilet paper. Now, I never thought that I would say this, but maybe I got a lot of the shred from different things that I have to go through, and I don't. Yeah, just buy napkins, but make sure if you have a tushy that's a little on the softer side. You take a couple napkins, put them together, because you don't want just like to have the one napkin, and then you'll be upset, or you'll have the one napkin and your fecal matter is going right to the your hand. You don't want that because you got to wash your hands anyway. You got to wash your hands anyway. Hey, Jared is in here. That's good. By the way, I'm going to get a YouTube hit for the music. I keep looking back. I'm like, this is free music. Free music. I got it from my broadcast school. And YouTube insists that it's bad music. So, I'm sick of fighting them. So what I'm going to do is I'll have to go through the music with YouTube. I'll probably do it maybe Sunday. I got to work this weekend, so I got hours to make up. I know what I'm doing this weekend. I got to work because I was off Friday. I was off Monday on my weekend out. So yeah, I'm going to go to the audio library, but I don't like what I've been looking at. Or what I've been listening to, I don't like, Homer. I'll have to find something that I like. And that's the thing that pisses me off the most, is because this was, royalty-free music. Royalty-free music from school. And I put that in my rebuttal. I said, hey, this is royalty-free music. I got it from the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Basically, shut up. I don't know if I get to the 1,000, and that's the key, because remember, the monetization will hopefully kick in sometime. But then I'll have to fight them on that. Talking about getting to 1,000. Remember, if you are watching here, and thank you for watching, when we get to 700. Whoop, I don't want to bend it. 700. Freddie Bolitnikoff, autographed picture, Super Bowl 11. At 700. I will get with Dusty. Eddie, don't ever say that. Everybody's wrong sometimes. You don't use never. Never is very, very definitive. You can say, I'm right a large percentage of the time. Don't quantify yourself on that because you'll be lucky. Trust me on that. Anyway, 700. Get your Freddie Bolitnikoff autographed. And remember tomorrow. I just got a text from Hardcore. Tomorrow I will be on the Hardcore channel. Hardcore. I'll be on with a couple different other people. Make sure you watch the Hardcore Raider Network. That's on YouTube. This video is on my channel right now. It will be on the Raider Junkies channel on YouTube later. So make sure you are going over. Hit Hardcore up. Hit Raider Homer up. Hit Raider Junkies up. Of course, hit me up. And you'll be happy. Okay? And there we go. Tommy and Ed going at it. You know, it's funny. It's funny. I'm going to be like, I'm going to be here. I'm driving, and I'll be, hey, don't make me turn this car around. They love the Raiders, but they fight like cousins. Not even brothers. Like cousins. Anyway. What are we doing? What are we doing because we're not watching sports? By the way, I'm gonna cut to the chase on this one. What Tommy and Eddie or Edward, I should say Edward. What Tommy and Edward are fighting about was the fact is whether Vegas, the draft has changed. People are saying, and what I've read on sources, that the draft is gone away, where there will be no fans. It's going to go to like a large teleconference with people doing their things on teleconferencing, and they might. I mean, you're going to have to broadcast that, but there's not going to be any fans around. Whereas Tommy says that none of the events have been eliminated so far. Okay, that's one thing. Then, but I'm catching people up. Okay, then there's the thing about the UFC fight tomorrow night, where they said that it's still they still want what do you call it? No, I'll give you calls in a minute, Jimmy. I'll do calls. Okay. Let me talk for a little while, okay? Let me talk for a little while. See, yeah. Love you, Jimmy Farrell, but let me talk. Anyway, so the UFC fight that was tomorrow, there are people saying that it's been canceled, and then Tommy said it's not canceled. Here's the thing. Go to the source, look it up, call people. Go to the NFL.com, see what it says. Go to the UFC thing and see what it says. Get it from the source, and then no more bickering. No more bickering. I'm watching no audio. Hawaii 5-0 right now. The young lady is pretty. Guys, come on, man. Fight about who we're going to have at quarterback. If you're going to have an argument, right? Because Tommy is a pro-car guy. Ed Winchell is a negative car guy. Fight about that. That's a good fight. Not necessarily tonight, because I don't want to hear about it tonight. But we'll be doing calls in a minute. In fact, what I'm going to do is... Okay, let me do this first. Open this up. Okay. Got that. Okay. Whoop. That didn't work. Come on. Trying to take it out of. There we go. Okay. I got Google out of the on a different thread. Okay, here we go. Tommy said UFC fights are on Dana White. Said it was on ESPN, ESPN Plus. There are no fans at the fights. Okay, hey, thanks, junkies. I'll use the send that to me. I want something I like though. And you know, and again, I love everybody that calls in. But I'm very happy that I'm going to get a chance. Like I said, Hardcore. I'm going to be on the Hardcore show tomorrow. Go to the Hardcore Raider YouTube page. Thank you there, RJ. Go to Hardcore. Go to Raider Junkies on YouTube. Lots of good Raider content there. I will be on that as well. You know, obviously, I'm here on my page. And if I don't do this, hang on. If I don't do this, then Jimmy Farrell will get mad at me. So, line is open, 813-699-0834. Ed, save that. Save that, Ed. I want to know if that's true or not. Line is open, 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. What are you doing right now? What are you doing this weekend? And have you and either your significant other, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you know, whatever it is, what are you doing due to the fact that there's no sports? And are you getting on their nerves more? Because that's going to happen. Corporate off. Okay, so Jimmy Farrell, so Jimmy's corporate office is closed. So he's talking about Carr's history. Okay, well, we'll see. I want to hear what you did today. What are you doing? Because that's going to be different. What are you doing that's going to be different? I know Vicky's making me dinner. Maybe she can put it in one of those the overnights with the dry ice, you know, because that's the only way I'm going to eat. What she was cooking something yesterday, and it was fried cabbage. That's right. Not a big cabbage person, so maybe it's good if Vicky makes it. 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. I am refreshing the feed. Who's going to be my first caller tonight? Charles Barkley's at Angels camp. Oh, that's cool. Now, does Charles have coronavirus, or is he just sick? Because he wasn't on the broadcast before the NBA went away because he was sick. I don't know whether he has coronavirus or not. Remember, 6 p.m. So it's tomorrow. It's going to be 9 o'clock for the hardcore show. It's going to be 9 o'clock Eastern, which is where I normally am, 6 Pacific, and it's going to be tomorrow. And I'm telling him right now, I'm promoting it as we speak. So there we go. So join the hardcore show. I'll be on tomorrow, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific on Hardcore Raider, the YouTube show. We'll talk. We're going to be talking some Raider stuff. Oh, and here's the other thing. Things are changing, and I'm going to say the one thing about fried cabbage. Okay, the mac and cheese, great. Pork chops, as long as it's not, if pork chops are meaty and not all dry, and you know, so it's like kind of like a pork sirloin type of thing, meaty, not dry, not leathery. You got to know how to make them. So we'll see. Jared, how you doing, brother? Good to hear from you. What's up with you?
What's going on, Captain Jack? How you doing tonight?
Not bad. I want to make sure I turn my phone off over here so we don't have double pings. What's going on with you?
Not much. Just watching Friday night WWE on Fox, and right now, no one in the building at all. Just basically a camera crew. You got Triple H, and you got one of the other announcers, and no fans at all. And they're saying the same thing on Monday, how there's not going to be a show in Pittsburgh now. It's going to be at the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, down there at their basically rookie camp, if you want to call it rookie camp, however.
Okay. I actually, for you, I put on WWE on my TV.
Yes.
I did.
It's just so funny because, like I said, there's no one in the building at all. It's so laughable. I don't know why they said today we're going to go on with this with no fans, and the same with Monday. Because first off, you're going to be lucky if you get any announcers to come in on Monday. However, you have only a 2-man team tonight. However, usually, however, it's that way on Mondays, or Fridays. But on Monday night, however, I don't think you're going to have a 3-man team. You shouldn't even have a show. It's almost laughable at this point because, like I said, it's so quiet that you could hear a pin drop, however. It's so funny.
Well, I want to break in real quick. Verona Corbett gets the shot across the bow. Love this. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Just like Beast Mode. Blessings to you, Verona. Good to see you. Thank you. Don't get fined. So good on you there. So and I'm actually watching it right now. They got the guy. And he's interviewing whoever the hell the announcer is.
Oh, that's Michael Cole. That's Vince's son-in-law, Triple H, interviewing Michael Cole, the announcer. Yeah, I mean, he's just having a little. He's a goofball, but like I said, this is so goofy and weird. I mean, I just don't know why they're even having the show. I mean, it's just so laughable. It really is. And now they're talking about the Gronkowski issue right now. However, and it says he's supposed to debut next week in New Orleans. However.
Now, who is he going to be going up against?
They haven't said who yet, however. I was reading a little bit of it last night, however, after I got off the phone with you, and again a little bit this morning. They have not said yet who it's going to be. I guess they're going to hold off maybe at the moment, however, to see what's going to happen with this whole WrestleMania thing, because I think next Thursday, like I told you last night, I guess the Bear and them are going to make a decision a week from this coming next Thursday on whether or not to have the show. I'm thinking they're going to probably hold his debut off maybe until WrestleMania when it comes to Tampa in May or June, or maybe sometime after WrestleMania. They haven't made it official yet, but I'm reading his comments right now. He says, I've been wanting to do it one time, going in there and going 4 out. Well, we know he's friends with a couple of the wrestlers. He's friends with Vince's son-in-law and Vince's daughter, Stephanie, however, because they were doing a Super Bowl party in Miami in, January or February, and Hunter and Stephanie were down there with Gronk and, I guess, his girlfriend and his family, however, and that's when I guess they started to have early talks about this. So I don't know who he's going in the ring against Tower yet, though. They haven't exactly quite said who it's going to be with.
Okay, well, first off, who's this guy in the pink?
This guy in the pink, however, is actually, his name is Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, however. He has been wrestling in the independent scene for about 10 or 15 years. He trained with Triple H's one friend, Shawn Michaels, however, down at in San Antonio. And Triple H and Shawn are like I said, Hunter's like the main guy, however. He's Vince's, besides his son-in-law, he's one of his office guys, however. Basically, he runs the developmental school in Florida, however, along with his friend in Florida.
Okay, so it looks like we got, was it Cesaro?
Yeah, you got Cesaro against Daniel Bryan. Yes, that's correct. Yes, Cesaro's fighting right now. Yes,
okay.
That's right.
Well, there you go. Well, when I got something.
Yes.
Where is the junkie mob? It should be more people that. Yeah, well, Stanley, I'm saying it as well. Stanley Dugan's there, and thank you. And Winchell Donuts. Wow, I'm all good. I'm all about donuts, baby. But Winchell's, I haven't had Winchell's in a long time.
But yeah, until this afternoon, Howard, they weren't sure if they were going to even have the show in Pittsburgh. And then late this afternoon, they said, we're moving the show to Orlando, Howard. But they were supposed to make a decision by next Thursday if they're going to go on with Mania at Raymond James or not. And right now, like I told you last night, Vince has an offer right now, supposedly made an offer. And I don't know if actually said anything yes about this yet, but he is offering the country of Saudi Arabia $75 million. They've offered him $75 million to bring his show to Saudi Arabia and do a 2-day show there for WrestleMania. I'll tell you what, you do that, you're going to have so many people cancel their network and basically go up to Vince's office in Connecticut and just kick in his door and in his house out and say, "What are you thinking?
Well,
why are you thinking? Greed?"
Okay, well, it is greed, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And no, I don't. To my knowledge, I don't have anything yet. That's just a talking cough. Okay. I think that it will be the fact that people are going to, because they're watching this right now. It's the only sports that's on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So even though that there's no crowds, you know, it's still sports to watch. I mean, I told you I don't watch this stuff, right? What am I watching? What am I watching right now?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know. And like I said, if you're back into the old school, like you mentioned last night, we talked about last night with Dusty Rhodes and them. I mean, I have tons of videos from the old school library. And plus, if you want to subscribe to the network, it's a nice deal. For $9.99, you can watch all the old school pay-per-views and watch the old school stuff. How that basically are uncut. How you can go back and, like, say you want to watch an old, like, say from Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair from 1985, you can do it on their network, you know, or something like that, however. Or see uncut footage that is new stuff, however. But basically, you can catch up on some of the older stuff, how that is being held right now. But like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what Vince does, Howard, here in the next week or so. I mean, they should just not wait till next Thursday to make the announcement. Make the announcement now, so you're not doing WrestleMania at least for a month or two till this thing calms down, and then reschedule for June or July. One thing I did want to mention before I cut it loose, Howard, I don't know if you heard this or not. Now they're saying Pittsburgh is under a state of emergency.
Wow.
In fact, my nieces, yeah, it's weird. Pennsylvania is doing that now, and my nieces, they're shutting down all schools in Pennsylvania for 2 weeks.
Okay.
2 weeks. So it's gotten interesting up here now.
Okay. I'm gonna get with comments as well. Joella, and I'm glad that you posed the Raider question, and I think I talked about this last night. And for those that don't know, Jared is from Pittsburgh, and he is a constant caller. And I enjoy Jared because he will talk sports. Yeah, it's going to be Pittsburgh-centric, but he talks all sports. So It's not just the Steelers, and he's a good guy. So I want to catch people up on that, okay?
Yes.
For Joella, because she did ask a Raider question, if you don't mind, Jared, I'm going to answer.
Sure.
I do want the Raiders to draft a quarterback, but I don't want them to draft a quarterback in the first round or the second round, maybe with one of their third-round picks, depending upon who goes there. But I do think that Carr needs some competition. I do not want Tom Brady. I do not want Tom Brady. I do not want Tom Brady. I think I've said that 3 times now, so there it is there. But I do want some competition for Carr. I want to see who they can get there. And I want to have some young blood, so I want competition for Carr via a vet, free agent, with Derek Carr, not Tom Brady, and a young gun. So I hope I answered your question. And thank you there, Joella. You can call in at any time as well. And it looks like there's a lot of schools are, okay, so I know Becky is in Stockton. Hollywood is in North Carolina, so I know where people are. And and now, did you say, Jared, that the schools in Pittsburgh were closed as well?
Yes, the mostly all the K through 12 schools are going to be shut down for a week and a half to 2 weeks. Correct, and all the colleges and universities are on the shutdown too for a while. Yes, that's correct.
And on Homer, screw you. He says we're getting Tom Brady. Damn it. Hey,
I'll say right now, you want competition and you want a name, however, right now, I'm telling you right now, this is one name I'm looking at maybe for the Raiders. If they want a quarterback that value, the one name I want to see maybe, I mean, he's a decent, okay quarterback at best. 1 or 2 names I'm thinking of, either Shea Patterson from Michigan or the kid from Nebraska, Martinez, maybe, possibly. Because I heard his stock has plummeted a little.
Yeah, well, Patterson, I think, would be a good. Okay, I'm sorry, you're in South Carolina, Hollywood. I know you were calling. Okay, Yeah, Shea Patterson would be a good developmental guy. Now, who's the other guy?
The guy from Nebraska, Martinez. He was the quarterback for Nebraska. I'm trying to think of his name. I'm pulling up his name here in a minute. I just got my magazine here. I'm looking at the guy's name. He was injured a little bit this year. Where was he? I just had him a second ago here in my pages here. I'm just trying to go through the book here. Martinez. Taylor Martinez, I think that's his name is. If I'm not mistaken. No, Adrian Martinez. 6'2", 225.
Okay, well, if he's from Nebraska, then I'm sure he's a running threat, too.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Hey, Jared, I'm going to let you go. It's always a pleasure to hear from you, brother. You take care of yourself, and we'll see you for all the other further shows.
You take care of yourself. You have a safe weekend. Be careful out there.
All right, you do, too, and you take care as well.
I will. See you.
All right. That was Jared, and we got Jerry D. Jerry D, let me make sure that you don't get to knock out the caller sign. So I'll take that off. How you doing, brother? What's going on?
It's chaos up there, man.
No toilet paper!
There's none. Nowhere. I checked every fucking store, none.
Okay, well, Eddie...
I stocked up on it, but I just wanted to make sure there was more. You know what I mean? But there's none anywhere.
Yeah. Well, now, were you the gentleman that was saying to just use napkins?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's true. It's the same thing.
Yeah, no big deal. No big deal.
Oh,
to be totally honest, this is fucking terrifying, man. It really is.
And again, we try to make a light of it because we don't. Here's the thing: everybody is so over the top about it. It is a very serious thing. It is serious, but we got to try to keep our positivity and our humor about us. I know that, again, I am a high-risk person because of my health issues, and I don't want no part of it, and that's why I said I want other people to make sure that they're up and as healthy as possible, but, don't break down, clog toilet paper. Oh, well, Hollywood's saying that napkins will clog your toilet paper. You got to do something.
Well, I got enough toilet paper for now, but the napkins, all you got to do is cut them into fours and, just cut them in half. Just make sure they're not thick. Otherwise,
Right.
You're getting fucked up,
Well, I will say that if you are using napkins and you do the cuts, like you said, you're still going to be washing your hands a lot more because I get you dollars to donuts. The napkins will do the job, but I bet you they're not going to do it as, shall we say, as well as the regular toilet paper. We're talking about wiping your ass, folks. This is what we're doing because there's no sports on TV.
Yeah, what else are we going to talk about?
That's right.
It's hysteria up here. The churches are closed till April 3rd. Everything's closed. It's insane.
Now, I guess the synagogues were closed tonight for Shabbat?
Yep. Everything's closed.
Yeah, I tell you. Well,
not for nothing, Captain. I'm really not afraid of anything. I mean, this thing frightens me. It really does. I like things. I don't mind. I like to fight something I can fucking see. You know what I mean? This is something that you can't. There's no cure. There's no. It's really. This is no joke.
Right. I told people, remember to go back in history and look at the Spanish flu of 1918. 102 years ago, that pandemic wiped out millions of people around the world.
Yeah.
So if you want a history lesson on that, then do that. Now, I know that Ruben Felu, and hopefully he's watching, did you guys see the movie that's coming out in September with Matt Damon and a bunch of other people? It's about an outbreak.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know that they've had this movie. Most movies, before they hit theaters, they've been in the can at least 6 to 8 months, if not longer. So somebody shot this film last year prior to the pandemic hitting things. So it's amazing how life imitates art. But remember, these movies are shot well in advance. So.
Yeah, Remember that movie with Dustin Hoffman? What was that called?
Outbreak. Outbreak. Yeah.
Outbreak.
Yeah. And you know, it had McDreamy. McDreamy was in there before he was a big name on what do you call the Seattle nurse show or hospital show? McDreamy. Patrick, what was it Patrick?
Dempsey, something like that. Yeah,
Patrick Dempsey. Yeah, he was in Outbreak. In fact, he was patient 0.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
So,
yeah, this is nuts. I mean, you know, then there's no sports to fucking get us through it either. It's like I watch movies.
Okay, well, we got some different people on. I want to welcome Antonio Brown, not the Antonio Brown, aka Toe Tap. Thank you for the compliment. I'm interesting. Thank you. I'm old and I'm knowledgeable. So if you talk to me about certain things, I'm old and knowledgeable. I'm a retired Navy chief with a history degree. And yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about movies. We'll talk about sports. We'll talk about trivia. We'll talk about all the other things. And that's why I want people to call in. Jimmy Farrell, Jerry D, who's on the line. I had New York on my mind. Jerry D is on the line, and Jerry D is in right above Westchester, which is practically the hot spot of New York for the pandemic or the epidemic. I can't call it pandemic, for all of the major cases of coronavirus. So I want Jerry D to introduce themselves to everybody. Jerome Walker and Antonio Brown. The monkey was, well, of course the monkey was the host, but patient 0 was Patrick Dempsey. Jimmy Farrell, come on, get this shit right. Anyway. Now, Jerry, what I'm saying is, and again, it is serious, but we're all going to do what we can do to keep our lives as normal as possible. Other than when you run out of toilet paper, Edward Winchell will be kind enough to send you some. I already saw the comments on that.
Oh yeah, he's a peach. Way to go, Ed.
He is a peach. You know, it's funny because Edward Winchell and Tommy Beard and I were supposed to meet for a Yankee Boston game.
Yeah.
And you know, and I still hope to make it happen, but you know, I don't know whether I can get those two guys in a room together. You know, because
nah, they'll be okay.
Once
they're up here, it's all right.
I hope. So hopefully we'll get that together. But again, what are you doing? Or are you still keeping within about what you normally do? Oh yeah, Jimmy Farrell too. Yeah, and it was Jimmy Farrell supposed to be there so it was Jimmy Farrell, Ed Winchell, and Tommy Beard and myself. We were all supposed to go to a Yankee game. I think it was Yankee Sox because Tommy's a Sox fan. And you know, and of course they had it out. You know, when the Dodgers lost because Eddie Winchell is a big Dodgers fan. So, and see, we're talking sports, we're talking past tense, but now, here's a question for you, Jerry. What have you heard being in the New York metropolitan area? What are they saying about when they think baseball is going to start? Is Mike Francesa, whatever the hell is Mike from the WFAN, what is he saying?
I don't know. I haven't been watching or listening to anything but the friggin' news to see what's going on. Every morning I turn it on and I want to see what if there's more outbreaks, where if it's in my town. You know what I mean? I'm a few towns like it's in New Rochelle, which is in Westchester. I'm about a half hour from there. Now in my town there's no outbreaks yet.
Right. Well, New Rochelle, that's where Rob.
It's all around me, yeah.
Yeah, that's where Rob Petrie was from.
Yeah, this is it's insane.
Yeah,
that's what I do every morning. I wait to see if there's more outbreak. How many more people got this fucking thing. And I'm definitely afraid of it. I go to the store, I come back home, wash my hands, and then I stay in the friggin' house, man. I don't want to go nowhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now is the time to go places for a cheap price. It's funny because, you know, I'm sure, and again, I said last night that there's only one thing that I can't get out of, and I might still try, is going. I was going out to San Diego in May. I'm going to check to see if I can get out of that. But unfortunately I'm not going to the draft. I'm not going to Raider Fan Convention that was in early part of May. I'm up in the air about, and it pains me to say this. It pains me to say this, but Raider Nation Explosion, which is out in it's either Merced or that area down there. I was out there last year. I want to go out there because I want to go out with the KOS people, Knights of the Shield, Raider Bear, and Raider Mob Boss and all of them. I want to be able to do that, but I gotta watch because of my health as well.
Now, Cap, it's going to be rough. This thing's not gonna go away for a while. We got a good 6 to 9 months until see how this goes. Hopefully, I'm hoping that the heat might knock the shit out of it a little bit. But listening to the governor this morning, he was like, "This is going to get a lot worse before it gets better."
Well, is Cuomo still pumping the New York sanitation crap that's made by prisoners?
No. Well, yeah, he is. But what he did this morning was he opened up a drive-through test area where 200 people could get tested a day in was it not the New Rochelle? I forgot the name, but it's close by the New Rochelle. 200 people a day can get tested because it's a drive-through. You don't have to get out of your car. They swab your nose and then they let you know in 24 hours if you got the virus or not. I mean, he's doing the best that he can. I have to say he's doing a great job.
Yeah, I mean, and my again, I don't care about the political things, Republican, Democrat, Independent. I just want people, I want people to be taken care of at the best way possible, and hopefully things will work out better. Hey, Jerry, give me one final parting shot, brother.
What do you want? Stay safe.
Stay safe. Okay. And I tell you what, if you're a betting man...
we need some Raider defense. That's what the fuck we need. Raider defense.
Raider defense. We'll make sure that we pass those on. When I call Mike Mayock up later on, we'll get that done.
You got it, Cap. You stay safe, man. Don't go anywhere if you don't have to.
All right. Thanks again, Jerry. I'm going to go. You take care of yourself. That was Jerry D, and we go right back to New York with Jimmy Farrell. Jimmy Farrell, how you doing, brother?
What's up?
Oh, well, I'm here, brother. I'm here. It's another show. It's another day without sports. Hey, by the way, if you want to go to LAX, $30 round trip from Atlanta. Wow, round trip? What airline, Hollywood? I want to know about that.
This is so weird watching this wrestling with no fans.
Yeah, well,
you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when I was growing up. And the wrestling was on these cheap cable channels, and there's like 20, 30 people. It's like old school wrestling when there's hardly any fans in the audience. It's just weird.
Yeah. Well, and Jared was saying that this was up in they moved it. I think he said they moved it from Pittsburgh, where Jared is from. They moved it to the studios. It's actually right down the street because I'm in Tampa, and I think they're doing it from the studios in Orlando. So, it's strange. It's strange.
Yeah. My buddy said that the mayor's going to decide next week where WrestleMania, if they're going to have it in Tampa or not.
Yeah, they're going to. The mayor, Jane Castor, who is the mayor of Tampa, has been on the record that they are going through all of the different scenarios. She's getting input from all of the different people. They obviously they don't want to lose it. Now I have a feeling that as long as they can get the Amalie Arena at a later time, and remember, there is no hockey right now, so I'm pretty sure that they can get Amalie at a later time. What they need to do is, and I'm sure it's not going to be eliminated. I think that they'll probably end up postponing it, but they'll work with the authorities there because Tampa doesn't want to lose the income. The WWE doesn't want to lose the production out of it. So I'm sure that they're going to have something at a later time.
Right. And what's with Tommy? Why is he always angry all the time? Why is he always fighting with everybody? What's the matter with him?
Well, Tommy's on. Hang a second. I know Tommy was commenting, so Tommy is here. Tommy's Tommy. Tommy's his own guy.
Why is he going to be so angry? Tommy, relax. Be happy. You know? Come on, man.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. He's always angry all the time.
Well,
Huh?
here's the thing. Like I was saying with Jerry D, and I said I want to get. Tommy. I'm sure is probably little bit softer, probably in person. But he's imposing, and Tommy's like, I think he said Tommy's either 6'6" or 6'9", and kind of big. So I'm sure Tommy is used to being the imposing figure that he is. So maybe it's a little bit harder for him to lighten up.
Yeah. But I'm trying to figure out which sport is going to be coming back first. I don't know.
Well, what I would bet is because the NHL is very close to being back. I think that the NHL, once they figure out the accommodations and they go through a little bit of time to figure out how to do it, I think the NHL, because they are adamant that
Why is that? Why NHL? Why come basketball ain't doing the same thing?
Well, what I'm saying is that the NHL is adamant that they want to have a Stanley Cup winner, and so I think that they're going to condense the regulars because they only had about 12 games to go.
Yeah, but doesn't the NBA want the same thing?
Yeah, but the NBA has issues where a lot of the players have already tested positive for coronavirus.
And none of the NHL players have it? Is there an outbreak in Canada? Because if there isn't, why don't they play the games up there?
Your guess is as good as mine. As far as I know, there is no issue amongst the NHL. Remember, the NHL is across both borders, but as far as I know, there is no issues with the players. Now, once somebody tests positive, then that goes right out the window.
Yeah, what if they come back and somebody tests positive? Are they going to cancel it again?
Yeah.
Why don't they wait to make sure everything's okay first? Why are you in such a rush?
Well, that's why they put it on hiatus. Adolfo Marx, thank you for the question. By the way, I see Tommy did right, and Tommy says Tommy doesn't like idiots and fake fucking people. So that's it. And Tenor Brown.
What fake people? What was it? Who?
Hey,
what fake people?
Hey. That's Tommy. I'm just reading. and when I like Tommy, like I said, I have no problem with it. I'm gonna approve that. NBA's can't hope they don't do that with the NFL. Yeah, Antonio, here's the thing. There's more time with the NFL, and see, baseball caught it right at the right time because baseball didn't really start yet. What they're going to do, in my estimation, and I don't have this as a for fact, but once they figure out when it crests. When the situation crests, and if there are no people in MLB that I know of that have tested positive, but there's going to be people that test positive. It's almost a mathematical certainty with the amount of people that they got going on. There's going to be athletes that test positive. That's why I think that they did this already. And they were talking about the NBA cutting down. The NBA had to because it was already at least 2 players in the NBA test positive. Okay, and there's the contact that they go on between the referee, that the refs that are out there, the other players, and they play like every other night or so, or maybe every third night, because the way that they're going. So when you do the mathematical equation about going on and doing that, there's going to be an issue with the NBA. That's why they've cut down. Okay. Now, what they're talking about, and what I agree, and what I was listening to on the and by the way, I'm going to have to make sure that Jimmy Farrell is on time So and I'll do this, but I do think that it comes to a point where you got to see if the players are infected. Now, I don't think that as of right now, hockey is affected because there's no players. I think hockey's going to come back because hockey is very, very adamant that they're going to crown a Stanley Cup champion. And they can do it. They're probably going to condense the playoffs, maybe like 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5. I think 7-game series are out the window. And I think they're going to play on back-to-back nights like they used to.
I wonder if this is going to hurt some of the teams with the layoff. Like some of the hot teams, are they going to be not the same when they come back? Like your Flyers, are they going to be the same team?
No.
Boston or Tampa?
No.
What's going to happen with?
And that's the thing that is bad about this is when the teams come back, they're on a long hiatus. All the momentum that they had just went right out the window. The window. Okay, so it's gonna be like you have it's like they had a long preseason with a break, and you just can't turn it on. You just can't turn it on. It's going to be good for some teams that had injuries, like, for example, the Lightning with Stamkos, okay?
Yeah.
Stamkos is injured, but by the time this thing gets resolved, maybe he'll come back. Okay, Jimmy Farrell, I'm going to let you go. I know that's Tommy.
Okay. I'll talk to you guys.
All right, take care. I saw 304, so I know that this is Tommy Beard. How you doing, Tommy?
I'm fine.
And the thing is, your name didn't come up yet, but I'm keeping notice that when I see a 304, it's Tommy Beard.
Hey, do real quick. Turn on ESPN.
Turn on ESPN. Okay, hang on.
Why don't you read the headlines?
Okay, hang on. 206. Stand by.
205.
Well, 206.
What's that say? UFC fight in Brazil will take place without fans. So Ed Winchell, fuck you, you dumb motherfucker.
Okay. There you go.
Told you all this dumb motherfucker's fake as fuck. But you don't want to believe this cocksucker? Believe me, I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't put out fake information.
Tommy, I'd never said you put out fake information.
You don't want to believe that? Believe this fake cocksucker, because he's also the same motherfucker that was always out here kissing the commission Raider Action's asses. Then Jay had the problem with him, went to the bear, and now he's kissing the bear's ass. This fake fucker, fuck him.
Okay. And
I see the shit every time he calls. Oh, what do you think, Captain? Dude can't speak on his own. He's always asking Jay what Jay thinks. Hey, fuck you, bitch. I ain't got time for you.
Well,
he's the same dumb motherfucker that put the jackass in the White House now. You want out there and vote. And stupid people like him shouldn't even be allowed to vote.
Tommy, let's try to keep politics off the show. Let's try, okay? But I'm gonna let Mike Sarah says holy shit, but we're gonna do that. But yeah, now Tommy, what I want to talk about, and this is important because you said you work in
to go what I wanted to say.
Okay.
The NBA wants to play again.
Yes, they do.
They have to do a 30. They are by the health department.
Okay.
Through the country, they have to do at least a 30-day quarantine.
Right. Yeah. At least 30 days.
Have to.
Right.
Then they will, by what reports are, they will bring in each team or each player will be examined, and we'll see where this whole virus thing is. Then. Adam Silver has already said they want to come back. If they have to play the playoffs, start from a certain part where they stopped and cancel so many games and then run the playoffs through the end of July, the middle of July, so be it. Yeah. Nothing will change.
Well, what I think the NBA did wrong was the way it was their wording. They said they said it was suspended, okay, which sounds a little bit more of finality. What they should have said, it is halted. Not permanently. What they should have said is that the NBA is on a temporary hiatus. It was all in the wording, and that's why people got on them. Even the NHL said that the season was paused. The season was paused, which means it's not that it was finalized. Okay, there was paused, and Adam Silver did say that. People, you got to understand that you have to have the athletes in order to do it. The athletes got to check out. You don't have a product. Remember how people were just clamoring for the even like when they had the replacement players. They got to have a good product out there.
Well, you know what this reminds me of the NBA?
Go ahead.
You will remember this. You remember when Magic Johnson came back? What was it, 90?
91.
94?
No, it was before that. I was in San Diego. Oh, wait a second.
Because I remember when Magic came back, and he came back, he already had the HIV. There were players that didn't want to play. Right. Because they was not educated like people are now with the whole HIV, AIDS, and everything. Right. And I hate to say this because I like Magic. Right. Magic's probably one of my top 5 players. I'm wondering if he really did have it. Well, it's something because the man was awful healthy and living an awful damn good life. Well, remember though, for having the HIV. Well, he does have like a bunch of money, and he does have the capability to have people that are catering after him, special diets. More of all he has to do is basically keep healthy, whereas everybody else actually has to have a job. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not saying he didn't have it or he wasn't told he didn't have it. And then maybe something came out, but, I'm not even getting into the whole that because Jesus Christ, you get these idiots. They're always saying this. I'm just saying, it's funny how he's awful healthy. He is. No, but they said that now he was doing the AZT, the cocktail that they were doing for AIDS patients, and he was one of the first people that was doing the AIDS cocktail, and it came out rather well for him. But I'm interested to see what happens with this whole CBA vote, because that's what everything they talk about today. That's what they're all waiting on. I think the NFL's waiting on to see what the players vote for this new CBA vote. Right. Now, actually, they I look for it. If it's turned down, everything gets pushed back. Yeah. Well, they actually already... They're going to get rid of the whole free agency. They're going to change everything. Now, if that CBA passes, I think the whole free agency things will... continue, start, Wednesday? I think free agency is supposed to start, but I still ain't figured out how you're going to do unless they do FaceTime. Yeah. Well, no players are able to travel. Well, this is you're watching me on YouTube right now, Tommy. They have video teleconferencing. All you got to do is call somebody and then record a conversation. Yeah, but like they said they had a guy on First Take. You're not able to do the health exams. They're not going to be able to do all this stuff that comes in before you sign a player. Right. Well, then... You're not able to do any of that. Just like the whole draft thing. Everything's been froze. Okay, well, here's the other thing, though, Tommy. What the teams might do... What teams might do is instead of having the player go to them, what the teams, as an NFL collective element, what they might say is if this player lives near Atlanta and he wants to sign with somebody, what they may do is have them come into the local NFL affiliate and have the doctors give them a screen, maybe even like a video screening where doctors can check them out with the results and they can post it to the doctors for the team. That's just an idea. Because I don't want the Raiders to go out there and sign, let's say, one of these linebackers that's being cut, and then to find out he's got some kind of injury to a hip or a knee or whatever. Well, of course we don't want, but here's the other thing. What they can also do is they can also sign somebody
tentatively. Okay? They can have a tentative agreement worked out with the player pending the physical. Just like they do with trades. They make trades all the time saying, remember when we had was it Roger Saffold, and he was signed to be our tackle, and it was tentative pending the results of the physical. Okay? When the physical didn't pan out, the contract was null and void. Saffold went back to the Rams, and we ended up signing Donald Penn.
I actually still like that signing Donald Penn. His injuries killed him.
Yeah, well he was
same way with Gabe Jackson.
Yeah. Well, Gabe Jackson's
being torn up by injuries, and if you remember, I said this during the season. What was it, week 14, 15? I said it's time to move on from him. I said the injuries are getting to him. He's not the same. He's giving up sacks. He looks slow. Don't get me wrong. I like Gabe Jackson.
Yeah, I do too. But the
injuries are starting to kill him.
I gotta go, Tommy. Thanks for the call, shipmate. Appreciate hearing from you. That was Tommy Beard, and it's like right on cue. Ed Winchell, how are you doing, brother? What's going on with you?
Hello, Jay. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. What's up with you, buddy? Ed, your timer's not going to start. I want to respond to some of these comments, and I'll tell you when your timer starts. The gentleman that was asking about the linebacker. I'm trying to go up, and again, I apologize. These are folks that are new. And by the way, if you're new to the show, thank you. Octavia LaCroix says the NFL is going to be canceled this year. I hope you're wrong, brother. I hope you're wrong. There was another gentleman who was asking about the linebacker, okay? And I want to answer. Oh, Adolfo, okay? No, it wasn't it was Xavier Rhodes. Adolfo, I like Xavier Rhodes, but if I'm not mistaken, he's on the wrong side of 30, okay? There are a lot of different cornerbacks out there that are maybe, not as, I would say old, but maybe it's gonna come down to how much is Xavier Rhodes asking for, because I like Xavier Rhodes, okay, I do, but it's a matter of, has he lost a step? Is he doable to be signed? Is there somebody that's better out there? Because remember, all of these teams are getting rid of their players right now, okay, and because they, getting rid of the players, we'll have to see what's actually out there and available. So, I like I said, I like your thoughts there, Adolfo, and thank you for welcome to the show. And all these people that are new, and Kevin Tilton, I hope, like I said, I got the knowledge, and you folks that are new, I definitely want you to call in, because even the regulars, Mike Serra, Ed Winchell, Tommy Beard, Jimmy Farrell, Jerry D, and Jared, even the regulars that call all the time said that they want new blood. They want new blood, okay? If you like what you watch, if you got some questions like Judd was new last night, and he called in, okay? Please call in. I want to hear from you. I'm going to talk about what the caller wants to talk about. You get at least 5 minutes right now, and as we grow, it's going to be shorter. So if you want to talk about something, let me know. We're going to talk about what you want to talk about. Okay, Ed, your timer starts now. Go ahead, brother. How you doing?
Do you think we should trade Gabe
Jackson?
Jackson.
Yeah. There apparently, from what I was seeing, the Ravens want Jackson as a possible trade partner. Okay. I think he's making way too much money at $10 million. Okay. $10 million. Oh, Antonio Brown, call in, brother. Hey, I'll talk with anybody. No reason to be scared. The people here, it's like, hey, we want to hear what you're saying. But $10 million for Gabe Jackson is way too much money. If Gabe does not redo his contract, and I said this last night, I would trade Gabe Jackson to whoever wants him, depending upon the haul. If the Ravens want him, excuse me, if the Ravens want him, and we're going to get some draft picks for him. We have Denzel Good signed at $2 million. We get rid of Jackson's $10 million. Obviously, an $8 million savings. I went to high school. I have a college degree. 10 minus 2 is 8. So we saved $8 million. Okay, you're good, Antonio. You watch. It's good. But anyway, you get rid of Gabe Jackson. You save $8 million. You got Denzel Good to pop in there. And by the way, you're going to need a guard anyway because Richie Incognito is how old? He's what, 36, 37? You're going to need to replace him eventually anyway. And remember, you also have the guy that was signed from the Chiefs. He was the center and the guard that got hurt. Right now, he's still on the roster. But you're going to need to replace these guards. We're good at tackle for right now, although you're still going to need to replace the tackle. How long will Trent Brown be healthy? Will Miller still be the answer at tackle? He's going into year 3. He's improved each year, but we still need to see if that's the right equation. You need to have people that come in there and do the job. And like I said, I like Gabe Jackson. Devy, thank you there, Mike Sarah. Jordan Devy was an excellent pickup, but what they said, your best ability is availability. And if he's not there, that's a waste of money as well. Go ahead, Ed. I'm sorry.
I just think, I don't think he's worth $10 million. I mean, I think there's a lot more we can do with that money.
Right. No, he's not. Oh, and here's on ESPN, NBA hiatus likely to last at least 30 days. Like Tommy was saying, and I will give this to him, there are the repercussions that you need to make sure that everybody has passed whatever the limitations are on the physicals and things like that. You got to make sure it's good to go. So figure at least 30 days, and that's a minimum. We're looking at mid-March right now. I believe that maybe you can kind of set in Jello 1 May to come back playing games. Maybe they'll start practicing in a month, and I figure maybe 1 May. And that's just me. But yeah, Gabe Jackson needs to redo his contract. And by the way, I do give props to Terrell Williams saying that he didn't live up to his contract, but at least he did play through the injuries. And he didn't give up. And I'll give Terrell Williams positives for that. Terrell Williams is going to come back and play a lot better this year, or he's going to be cut. So, go ahead, Ed.
You think the CBA agreement's going to go down or not?
I honestly don't think it's a sure thing. I think that maybe, all these people that think that it's a knockout easy thing, I think they're feeding the fans a bunch of bullshit. Here's the thing about the CBA. You have how many players are in the NFL? About 2,000? I think if you go through
2,700.
Yeah, there you go. You got about 3,000, and those are just the players that play straight up. Then you also have, remember, because you have injuries, you got at least maybe another 1,000 players that maybe they're not signed on right now, but they're members of the union. Remember, it's not that every player has to vote. It's when the votes are up, it's either a majority, yes or no, based upon how many people actually vote. So you might have a lot of people that abstain. I don't know whether it's going to pass or not. I really don't.
The way things are these days, it's more like the players have to accept it. And I think it would be different under different circumstances. I think the owners have just got them where they want them, and the players have too much to lose if they don't accept it, from what I read.
Yeah. Here's the thing, and Mike Merker, thank you for that. He is correct. The players, whether they accept the CBA or not, this season is still under the old CBA. If the players don't sign the agreement, they're going to be playing under the rules through the end of the year. okay, unless they walk out. Now, it's a possibility that they walk out now to try to bring the owners in to get things that they want. The CBA doesn't end until after the 2020 season, but when you do put in the fact that there might be a stoppage because of the coronavirus, and I hate to say that, but if there is a stoppage this year and there is no NBA year, right? Then you got to think about, and I'm not sure what the legal ramifications are. Remember how if somebody was under, I can't remember if they sit out a year, that the contract for them still starts up the next year, and I can't remember which players it was, but if a player sits out, right, and he's under contract and he sits out for the year, then we're going to go back. If he comes back the next year, it's like that year didn't count, and he's still under that contract for that last year. I do not know the answer to this right now, okay, is if everybody was to, like, walk out or if they collectively said, okay, we're not going to play either because of the virus or other things. If the union walks out, then does that mean that if they come to their senses that the 2020 season, as far as for the collective bargaining agreement, would actually be pushed to 2021? I don't know the answer to that. I probably will need a lawyer for that, but there's a lot of different moving parts on this.
I've heard that the agreement that the owners put forth require an 18-game schedule. Have you heard that?
No. For everything that I've heard is it's a 17-game schedule, and what they're doing is it's 17 games. They're getting rid of one of the preseason games, and allegedly they're putting a second bye week in, and they're getting an extra playoff team in. That's what the agreement that I've heard about. 17 games, an extra bye week, and then an extra playoff team or two per league, okay?
And for all that, the players are getting 1.5 more percent.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Hey,
well,
Ed,
it'll be, when is the deadline? Saturday night? Midnight?
Saturday night, we'll know something. Give me your best out the door, Ed.
Go Raiders. Let's win the Super Bowl one of these decades.
Yeah, that's right. One of these years. Good hearing from you, brother. Thank you.
All right, brother. Take care.
All right. That was Ed Winchell. I've incorporated as people know, I give everybody 5 minutes. Now, again, that's going to change when we actually have more callers, and it'll go down. I'm going to tell you that. It's going to go down. It's going to go down to 3. When we have more people calling in, it's going to be going down. So let me clear the board here. Knocked out the caller. There we go. Transition. There's a lot of things going on, and there's a lot of uncertainty with the fact of what is going on. People are wondering because there's nothing to divert their attention. There's nothing to divert their attention. There is no March Madness. There is no conference championships prior to March Madness. There's no NASCAR. There's no what do you call it? The Indy League. Okay. There's a lot of things going on, and people are going nuts, and it's like because they got all of these things on their mind, and they have no diversion. That's why I said, what are you doing right now that's different? I'll tell you what I'm doing right now. I'm watching ESPN, and I was watching wrestling. Okay, I watch ESPN for information, but I don't normally watch wrestling. That tells you something, man. I'll watch shows, but I ain't watching no damn wrestling, at least on purpose. But that's the way things are. We got to make changes in order to do this. I'm doing an extra show. I've actually, and I was only supposed to be on for an hour, but I've gone beyond that, okay? Because again, this show is going to be cut right from my page, and you can watch it over at Raider Junkies. So this show, once we're done, it'll be on the Raider Junkies page. So please, and I thank everybody that's new for your comments. Thank you for being here. I want to hear from you. You call in, we'll talk. That's the way it is. Oh, okay. 3 nights. Yeah, 3 nights, man. And the only reason, remember, I did the show on Wednesday because last night I was supposed to be at the Flyers Lightning game, and I wanted to make sure I had a show this week. I'm doing this show for my buddy RJ so that he has something to put on for him, okay? And I'm going to be doing the show tomorrow. Remember, over at Hardcore Raider, I'm going to be on that show. It'll be myself and a couple other Raider fans talking. I don't know what the hell we're going to be talking about. We're talking Raiders stuff. We'll get it ready, and we're talking sports. But I want to know what you, as a fan, are doing that you wouldn't normally do because there's not sports. Now, and this is a question for Becky. Becky, are you getting on Mike's nerves more because there's nothing to do there? Oh, hang on. I got to get to my phone call. There we go. Unknown caller at 954. How you doing, and who am I talking to?
And this RJ Captain.
Hey, RJ. How you doing, brother? Good to hear from you.
And it's good, man. I just want to, thank you for just, being a part of the network and, good show tonight. A lot of great topics. And one of the topics that I want to talk about is one that you brought up about the right guard. You heard about Tom Cable trying to make Andre James transition into right guard. He played great at center. Last year he filled in when Good went down. Well, Gabe Jackson went down, Good went down.
Yeah.
Then they
when
plug and play.
Right. When Hudson went down, and it was Hudson went down for the Houston game because I was at that game. James came in and played wonderfully. I mean,
and played really good.
Right, and he even made all the wonderful line calls that he needed to have. So James is an excellent interior lineman. So we hit well there, okay. But we still need another guard. We need another.
Yeah, we definitely need another guard. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Gabe Jackson at $10 million over Denzel Good at $2 million. You of course you get. You're now. Here's the thing. Gabe signed. Somebody wants a very good guard. They're going to get one with Gabe, but they're going to get him at a high price.
That's right.
So Gabe, now I'd like to get something for him, and maybe maybe the teams, because I know Gabe signed through this year. I think Gabe actually might be signed through 2021. Don't count. Don't quote me on that. But I think that he's signed for obviously through this year. He might be signed for. I think he's actually signed through 2021. Somebody can check on that for me. But yeah, I like Gabe, but he needs to either change his contract or he's up for trades. And no more Mississippi State Gabe Jackson. That's the way it is.
I like them, but it's time to move on from Gabe Jackson, man. It really is time. All the injuries, it just added up. Let's hurry up and move on, just like they did. What's the KO? Remember KO?
Yeah, Kalicho. And they got rid of him right at the right time. He didn't do shit for the Jets
at the right time, exactly.
Yeah,
and that's what's happening with Gabe. I feel like that's what's happening with Gabe. His body can't hold up anymore. If we could get a second-round pick or even a third-round pick, that's a win for the Raider Nation. That's a win. And we can easily go to free agency, pick the best right guard. We got the money. We got the cap space. Pick the best right guard, plug them in, and then have Andre James as backup center, backup right guard. You can't go wrong. And then we still got good.
Yeah.
We still got good.
Well, James
and he played great too.
Right. James could be the swing center guard. You still need a swing tackle though. So I'm not sure who's going to take that role. Okay. But you're still going to need you're still going to need a swing tackle because right now Devi is the swing center guard. So it's gonna come up to is Devi going to be cut, and then they're going to make James the swing center guard, and I don't know what Devi's contract is. Okay.
Don't forget. Not to cut you off. I'm sorry. Don't forget, we still have David Sharp.
Yeah.
He's a swing tackle.
Well, the other thing with David Sharp, and trust me, I know David Sharp. I'm a Gator, and a great tackle at UF. Okay. And what the thing is everybody was saying, well, we have Brandon Parker. Brandon Parker couldn't hold his jock right now. David Sharp played so much better. And this is definitely a make or break year. Yeah, thank you there, Mike. Through 2022. Better than I thought. Yeah. He signed through 20. Thank you for looking that up for me, Mike. I knew he was signed through this year, and I thought next year. He's even better than that. You're getting Gabe Jackson for 3 years. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Granted, you're paying for him, but he's signed, and that's a good thing.
Right.
I'd like to get no lower than a third for Gabe Jackson. No lower than a third. Hey D, how you doing there? Is it D Tree? I see DTR. Nice to see you as well there, brother.
Hey, I'm gonna let you go because we could talk Raiders for hours, bro. And I know you got a time limit. I know you want new people to call in. So if there's any junkies out there, don't be scared to call in. Antonio, call in. Tim, call in. Kev, call in. Don't be scared, man. This Captain Jack, he's gonna, he'll look out for you, man. Trust me. He got a good family here, good support here. You see everybody in the comment section asking you to call in, AB. Yeah. Call in, bro.
Yeah, I was going to say, I love talking to new people. We need new blood, baby. Like I said, I love my regulars. Yeah. I love my regulars, but here's the thing. Even when the regulars say that they need more friggin' callers, that tells you something. It makes makes the show better. And we got a positive for you there, RJ. Who's saying, some of you say great caller. Ed Winchell was giving you props there, RJ. So there you go.
Appreciate it, man. More things to come in the future. Don't give everything away, man. You got to let them anticipate, but there's some great things coming up, man. Some great things coming up. So,
well, like I said,
I'll let you go.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And we'll get this cut up so you can take it over to your page, and we'll go from there as well.
You got it. Thanks for taking my call.
You got it, brother. You take care.
You too.
That was the Raider Junkie, who I will be on his YouTube page. There was a question about Hardcore Raider. Hardcore Raider, it is a YouTube channel. Hardcore Raider YouTube channel. Go tomorrow night. It will be at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. Now that show is not a call-in show. It's an all output show. We're going to be talking all. It's not the intercourse. Yes, I said that correctly, because this is intercourse, one-on-one. Okay, it's a conversation. That one is all podcast format where we talk a bunch. I think there's like 6 of us. Hardcore, myself, and 4 other people, at least 3 other people. Tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. Go over to Hardcore's channel. And if you're one of my regulars, 8 Central for Misery, for Mike, Sarah, and Misery. And Mike, thanks for propping Mike, saying we need more callers. Hardcore Raider on YouTube, so check them out. Remember, go to Raider Junkies on YouTube. That's where this show will be hung later on, okay? Ed, I tell you, Ed, I like to do 4 to 5 shows a week, but I would have no time to, because I actually want to make videos and promos and make the channel a lot better, and it's only me. I'm the only person that does my own things, so I have only so much time. I work, I actually have a job. I work for the government. No, that's not a bad thing. I got a very good job, and the reason why I keep that job is because they let me go to Raider games, and they don't stress on me as of yet. So, I'd love to do it, but I got to work. I do appreciate it. That there are other people, and I won't mention names, that have a bunch of people that kind of work for them, and they push videos out. They share. And I'm not saying Bear does it as well. And there are plenty of people that share Bear stuff, and it's fantastic because Bear has good shows, really good shows, informative shows. Talks Raiders all the time. Love the Bear. All those who care share the Bear. I will say that. There are other people though, and again I won't mention names, that have people that share him out, and he gets shares. I'm not really enthused with his content, but that's just the way it is. If you are new, thank you for joining me. We are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, we are on Twitch, and we are on Twitter. And I'm going to go back to the restream. If I can get Instagram up, because I didn't see it available, I'm going to throw this up on Instagram as well. So we'll, like I said, sports talk all the time. Call in, Ask Captain Jack show. You don't know Jack about sports show. We do, for those as well, I do interviews with players, mostly Raider players, but I've had other people on. I've had the NFL referee Jim Tunney was on. I've had the Hall of Famer Willie Roaf was on. Various people that I wanted to talk to, and we'll do interviews with them, and I'll do some more once I get more people to do that. So that is the Black Shield and Galleon Wheel webcasts. That is interviews, and then again this year. And again, this is what, for that 5 times, I'm going to be doing more shows because myself and Angria Trask, hopefully, will go back to doing a podcast, webcast each week. And we'll be throwing it up here as well. And that's Coast to Coast Raider Nation. So you got sports, you got Raider talk. And even when there's not sports, we're talking. Yeah, Jeff Jagger. I was going to say, I love, Jeff was awesome. What was it? John Kingdon was on last time as well. Mike Davis. Here's a lot of things that are going on. He's heard a lot of the bias CO stuff. Very beginning of the relocation process. Oh, well, okay. Well, you know what, Mike? I understand that. And there are people. And Bear is a Raiders fan, and he said it. He is a Raiders fan. And he's come, I don't remember all of that portion of it. But, there are fans out there that are very upset about the relocation. So, what can you do? Again, I've been a Raider fan. For those that don't know me, I've been a Raider fan since 1972. I'm from Philadelphia. You heard that right. I'm from Philadelphia. Okay? Philly fans are very, very staunch Philly. Love my Flyers, love my Phillies. But I'm a Raiders fan, man. Because I went to school with George Blanda's either nephew or great-nephew. I'm not sure which. But it was George Blanda's family. And he said, hey, check out my uncle. He plays for the Raiders. It was 1972. And back then, it was no cable TV bullshit. There were 3 channels, or actually 4. NBC, CBS, ABC, and PBS. 4 friggin' channels. And then you might have an independent or 2. So figure you had 6 channels in a market. And I'm in Philly. This was before the Superstation, TBS, before WGN. I'm sitting in Philly, and we're watching football, and the Raiders were on almost every Sunday. They were usually the 4 o'clock game because the Raiders drew audience. The Raiders drew an audience, and I loved the logo. I loved I got into the mystique, and I've been a Raiders fan since 1972. So, it's a dude from Philly that's a Raiders fan. And there's a couple of us. But I am through bleeding silver and black. That's why I love talking sports, especially love talking Raiders. So, if you didn't know me, And stay in Oakland. Okay. Bears from Oakland. Understand he's on with. Yeah. He's on with Vegas now. Oh, okay, good. Line is open 813-699-0834. Thank you for all for the folks that are joining us for the first time. It's great. If you're on Facebook, please come over. I'll show you this again, okay, for the new folks that are there. When I get to 700 subscribers, we're going to be giving away this Fred Biletnikoff signed pick from Super Bowl 11. Fred Biletnikoff signed pick. I'll put it in a mailer. We'll do like a Raz. I'll get my buddy Dusty to help me out with that. We'll be one winner, okay? One winner. That's at 700. 850 for personal subscribers to my page. There'll be a big Raider pack. And again, if the winner is not a Raiders fan, and there are people like, Jared is a Steelers fan, Crazy Cooter is a Vikings fan. There are some fans from other teams that are subscribers, and if they don't want a Raiders pack, I'll figure something out. Oh, they're talking about TB12. We'll figure something out. Yeah, Raider Junkie, Hardcore Raider. Make sure you guys go over there, because again, I'll be on Junkie's page, and again, I'll be doing at least 3 shows with Hardcore coming up, starting tomorrow night. I'm not saying they're all in a row, but I'm going to be doing some Hardcore shows. Because I enjoy talking, and I love to have you guys and gals, mates, wenches, all Raider fans, all sports fans, to talk. Now, Becky, what I was talking about, because I'm getting back to this, is what I'm asking is, with the fact that there are no sports, are you getting more on the nerves of your significant other? Is he getting on your nerves? Are you getting on his nerves? And this is for everybody, because sports is a buffer. Sports is a buffer because there are people that they go to separate rooms, and I'm not saying it, as a what do you call it, that it's not guys versus gals, because there are plenty of gals that are sports fans and their husbands are not. Okay, but it was a buffer. No, Mike says no. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad. That's why I wanted to hear from you, because there are couples out there, man, woman, women, man, people that like sports, people that don't like sports, but without that buffer, they're, maybe they're getting on each other's nerves. Maybe they're watching. There was like one guy that was saying today, and it was a joke, is the fact that God help me, I'm going to have to watch what the lady watches. Ha ha ha. But it's true. You're going to have to make some changes in your life. Are you going to the movies more often? Are you reading books more often? Are you watching cable TV with things that you wouldn't normally watch? Like I'm watching the wrestling. I don't watch wrestling. I don't. But because Jared was talking about it, I wanted to make sure I was watching. I got ESPN on right now. Cricket. And it was funny, when I was in England, my neighbor across the street, Bernard, I even remember his name, great guy, great older English gentleman. I'm sitting there in my house, it's in Sawtry, right down the street from Cheddar, yeah, the English town of Cheddar, right down the street. I'm in Sawtry, and Bernard played for England cricket years and years ago. Okay, so this is the mid-90s, and he was probably in his 70s or 80s. He was a World War II vet, and Bernard invited me over to his house, and he tried to teach me cricket. And I'm sitting there listening intently, and I still don't get it. I don't get it. But it's still a sport. They just showed cricket on ESPN. There was no crowd. There you go. There, D's got it. Rugby, man. Rugby's great. That was it. The All Blacks. You know, where are they from? South Africa. But I know the All Blacks are the rugby team that kicks everybody's ass. I think that's the name of the team, man. And they're a powerhouse. In soccer, okay, I watch Arsenal. Why? Because I was told when I went to England that Arsenal were the Raiders of the Premier League. They are the bad boys team, and you know they had like a bunch of fights and hooligans and things like that. So as soon as I was told that Arsenal were the Raiders of the Premier League, I watched Arsenal. So, oh yeah, thanks there, D. But you know, you watch because you need a diversion. You watch because you love sports. You'll watch it. You know what? And it's also for people that are heavy gamblers. Those people that are gamblers, they're going nuts right now. They're laying bets at the local bingo parlor to see who can win in bingo. They're laying bets on anything. You know, the folks that are gambling junkies. No pun intended for Raider junkies. But there's withdrawal. We have sports as a mechanism of something that we love, something that we like to watch. Now, I'm telling you, this is a mechanism for me. I get a chance to talk with you because there's no sports to talk about, but I'm talking with you about whatever you want to talk about. I love to talk about my Raiders, though. But I'm talking sports. I'm talking, like I said, D was talking about, you know, rugby. I'll hum a few bars. But here's other things. I like the movies. We can talk movies. We can talk a bunch of other things. Redicus. There you go. Redicus said it's an escape from reality. It's something that you can hold on to. Thank you there, Rhett. That's a good comment. It's true. Oh, and about the SIO. Hey, Frankie Rizzo. How you doing, Frank? Hey. Well, you know, Bear has his, and we all have opinions. Okay. Bear has his opinions. I have my opinions. Not everybody's going to like what we have to say, but we appreciate the fact that you watch. Good to see you, shipmate. Yeah, and again, the anti-Vegas crowd, and you know, I would, here's what I don't like, and I've said this many times, so I'm going to put myself out there, folks that don't know me. First off, props for the 66th Street Mob and Godfather Grizz. All that he and that crew do, mob, make Oakland better. A lot of charity work and all that goes through that. And I love Grizz, man. Every time I was out in Oakland, even though we disagree on this next subject, I go see him because I respect Grizz. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Atlanta as well. If they got one, Becky, if there's going to be one. All right, set up your set. Okay, there you go. Go do what you need to do, brothers. Go do what you need to do. I'm going to do a 2-hour show, maybe. But if we don't have any other calls, I'll probably wrap it up pretty soon. But maybe within 5 minutes. Go ahead there, RJ. Thanks again. What was I babbling about? Shit. Oh. Godfather Grizz. Love him. Oaktown Jules. Love her. But they are of a mind. They are of a mind. Keep the Raider name in Oakland. Why? Why? The Raiders are universal. They're universal. The Raider name is for everybody. If you're so intent on keeping the Raider name in Oakland, why didn't you do it when they left for Los Angeles in the 80s, early 80s? Was it an issue then? It wasn't an issue then? Why? Why now? Because there's a bunch of press, because there's a mass communications everywhere so they can get the word out. But why is it different now? No. Godfather Grizz and all his crew love him to death. No. The Raiders are for all of us, all of the Raider fans out there. And here's another thing. Grizz is a Warriors fan. And I'm not just accounting out for Grizz. I'm just using him because he is the leader of this. Okay? And again, love him to death. Greg's awesome. He's a Warriors fan. He's an Athletics fan. Where did those teams start? They started in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Athletics moved to Kansas City. Then Charlie Finley bought them and they moved to Oakland. The Philadelphia Warriors in the 60s had Wilt Chamberlain on the team. And they moved to California. So if you're going to say keep the Raider name in Oakland and you call, and this is not, again, this is not for Greg only, but all the people that say keep the Raider name here, then that means, to me, you can't be an A's fan. You can't be a Warriors fan. Because then you're just being hypocritical. The Raiders belong to all the Raider fans. And that brand is worth billions. Not millions, billions. That's just me on my soapbox. It's 10:45. I'm going to give it another couple minutes. And then I'm going to turn off. Again, for those that don't know me, thank you for joining me. I will talk sports. I'll talk history. I will talk movies. I don't like to talk politics. I don't. The reason why is because as soon as you make something known, welcome in there, Ricky Mello. Thank you there, sir. Catching me at the very end. Ricky Mello, I got 15 minutes left if we have a call. If not, I'm going to wrap it up. And I talk 5 minutes. Each caller gets at least 5 minutes. And then there'll be a sign on there saying we can kick them off after 5 minutes. Yeah, Becky, that's not the real Antonio Brown. Although Totap's going to give me a call, hopefully, on the next show. But call in there, Ricky. Good to see you. 813-699-0834. Raiders brand is actually owned by, yeah, I know, it's owned by Al Davis. Originally from Modesto, went to a lot of games, and I know it sucks, but I don't care where they go. There you go. That's okay, Ricky. You can call. Totap's going to call in next time. Hopefully, T will call in next time. We had a new caller last night, Judd. I was ready to bounce him though because I thought it was a troll. So if you're a troll, you're gone. I'm here to talk real stuff, real sports. You got an opinion, we'll talk about it. But we're good. Welcome in there, Ricky. But again, what are you doing? And I'll go back to the original concept, the original talk from the top of the show. What are you doing now differently than you would normally do because you don't have sports to look at. I've established it for those. I'll say this to you, Ricky, because you're late, but that's fine. I was watching wrestling because one of my callers was talking in about wrestling. I don't watch wrestling. It's entertainment. It's sports entertainment, but I just never really got into it. I was talking, and I didn't get a chance to talk to Jared about this. Yeah, Becky, thank you for listening to me more. I appreciate that. I do. I'm not a car. Oh, Judd thought I was a car hater. I'm not a car hater. Because here's the thing, and I say this to everybody, okay? Yeah, I know, Ricky, they still watch wrestling. Let me ask, this is a very easy question. Every human, unless they're a little deformed, if they have a deformity, I'm not saying little, every human, unless they have a deformity, how many mouths do they have? One. How many ears do they have? Two. Which leads me to believe that listening trumps talk. Now, conversation is fine, but listening trumps talk. Hey, Tommy, the UFC fights, for the next show that I do, a call-in show, I'm not sure. I'm probably going to be, I will be on, not the probably, I'm going to be on with Raider Hardcore Raider. I'm not going to buy the fight, so you can tell me how it is. So, and for all those that were wondering, yes, the UFC is going to be on tomorrow. UFC fights have not been postponed. They go on tomorrow in Brazil. I think that there's no crowd, though. Is that correct? Hey, thank you there, D. Oh, you're in KC. All right. Well, thank you there, D. I think you know a lot of the KC crew. There's let me see. There's Dorothy. I call her Dottie. And then there's Miss was it Chapas? And I can't remember what I think it's Dolores. Yeah, Dolores Chapas, and she's the KC president. There's a lot of good people out there in KC. There you go. Fights are on ESPN, ESPN Plus. Yes, no fans. Thank you there. Appreciate that info. I enjoyed being out in KC this year. First time out there. Didn't like the results, obviously. Didn't like the results. But I wanted to go to Kansas City as an Oakland Raider. Because it meant a lot to me as a Raiders fan. And I say this and I mean this. I don't care where they play. The Timbuktu Raiders, the Mars Raiders, the Mogadishu Raiders, the Irwindale Raiders. I actually got that pin somewhere. Thank you there, D. I hope you do come back. And thanks for subscribing. Doesn't matter where the Raiders play. I'm going to watch them because they're my team. But I can't wait. I can't wait for sports to come back so that we can have actually something we can talk about. Again, I'm going to talk about history. I'm going to talk about movies. We can talk about not politics. We can talk about food. I'll talk about food, man. I love me some food. There you go. Frankie Rizzo and Tio ready to go. Yeah, there you go. And that was it. Becky even said, when I saw Becky and Mike last year, I saw them in Lambeau. I wanted to go as an Oakland Raider. Because that was the last time we were going to be an Oakland Raider at anything. And it was special to me. When I started being a Raiders fan, they were in Oakland. I followed through in LA. I was very happy when they moved back to Oakland. But because, and I say this again, the reason why they are leaving is because of the politics. I love food. I don't particularly like gefilte fish, though. I love food, but there are some foods I don't like. I don't like onions. I'm actually allergic to onions. Yeah, Mike Merker's been around for a while. I actually got, and I was saying there, somewhere up here in my collection, I have an Irwindale Raiders pin. An Irwindale Raiders pin. It's got to be worth something. It's got to be worth something. I'd never sell it, mind you, but I don't put it on my hat because I don't want to lose it. And by the way, Becky, I want to, somewhere here, and I've told you this before, the pin that you gave me, I got to find it, but if I can't, if you can find another one for me, I definitely want to put that one on my hat too. I know I've said it before. I acquire things and I put them in very safe places. Sometimes they're so safe, I don't even remember where the hell I put them. And thank you, Tommy, as well. The politicians of Oakland. The politicians of Oakland are the reason why there are no more Oakland Raiders, that the Warriors went back across the bay, and the Oakland Athletics are destined to leave. They're going to have nothing. And it's not about the teams, it's about the support. And even actually the mayors are trying to make sure that the A's stay because they figured out that there's nothing else there. Thank you, Becky. I'd love to have that. I want to make sure I rep your club. Al was the best. Thank you there, Mike, for saying that. We're talking about the patriarch Al Davis. And this is the other thing about this. People were saying that, about Al and Vegas. I have it on very good authority from somebody that knows Mr. Davis personally. Or I should say knew Mr. Davis personally. He wanted to go to Vegas. He wanted to go to Vegas. Years ago. Jimmy the Greek Snyder was one of his best friends. For those that don't know who Jimmy the Greek Snyder is, please look him up. But Jimmy the Greek was one of his... In fact, that ring that Al would wear all of the time, he got that from Jimmy the Greek. Did you guys know that? That ring, that one ring that he wore that was very iconic of Al Davis, he got it from Jimmy the Greek. So, Al wanted to go to Vegas, but the NFL obviously was not going to let him do that. And the Vegas Raiders are going to stick around for quite a while. And it's going to be so wonderful to go to a brand new stadium, state of the art, something that the Raiders have deserved for years. I mean, and Ed Winchell was there with me being in Oakland was wonderful, but the stadium sucked. The fans were wonderful, but the stadium sucked. So, I'm sorry for him. Oakland Seniors. Actually, no, but that never made it out. So, technically, the answer would be no, because that never made out. There's actually, if you remember, the Raiders' name, the person that won the contest for the Seniors got a prize. The Raiders were the third name. The third name. It was the Oakland Seniors, and they won. The Oakland Raiders were the number 3 name. So, I don't know what that second name team was, but they went to the Raiders, and things have always been that way. And the fact that you have, does anybody know? And I'm sure there are. Mike Merker probably knows. The Pirate. I know the answer to this. I'm sure Mike Merker does too. Hold your, oh yeah, you got to hold your end down longer. Yeah. The logo, the NBA logo was shaped after Jerry West. The Raider logo, okay? The Raider logo. Who is the pirate? Who knows that? I'll probably have to give a prize for it. I don't have something. I'll figure something out. Who is the inspiration, allegedly, or purportedly? Who's the pirate? Who knows? I'll have to give something. Let's see what I got around here. Okay. Yeah, okay. I wish it was me. I wish it was me, Mike, but there's somebody else. Okay. Whoever gets this, you'll have to send me whoever's right. I want to know now. Don't look it up. I want to know who knows. Don't look it up. I know who it is. I'll tell you what, I'll give another 30 seconds. See if somebody gets it. There you go, Ed Winchell. Ed Winchell got it. Ed Winchell wins a Ray Guy pin. A Ray Guy pin. He got it before you, Becky. Sorry. Ed Winchell, you get a Ray Guy pin. Ed Winchell probably knew it. And Becky is at least what do you call it? At least honest. Well, Randolph Scott was a actor. Yeah, he was one of the guys in the westerns. He was one of the kind of like the John Wayne heroic figure. Chuck Connors Chuck Connors played organized sports as well. And Ed Winchell does know about Chuck Connors because he actually had some trivia questions about Chuck Connors. So yeah, he was a cowboy. He was an actor. Ed, you'll have to remind me. Ed, that this is yours. The Ray Guy pin. I got a lot of things. So it's 11 o'clock. I thank you again for being here. And let's do this. Stand by a second. So for those that had a chance to be here for the show, thank you for being here. Tomorrow, I will be on with Hardcore Raider 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Pacific. Go over to Hardcore Raider on YouTube. This show will eventually go over to the Raider Junkies page, so you'll have to see it there. If you're not a subscriber, you're not going to win the Marcus Allen helmet. You're not going to win the Fred Biletnikoff pick. You're not going to win a Raider prize pack at $8.50. Subscribe to the show, and I thank you. Thank you for those new people that were there. I see Ricky Mello. There's Antonio Brown. There was like a DTR. Sorry. There was a young lady that was there. I didn't quite catch her. But thank you for calling in. Thank you for commenting. Call in next time. I want to hear from you. It'll be great. So, and thank you there, D, for D's already subscribed. Ricky Mello, hopefully you'll subscribe as well. We'll see you tomorrow night on Hardcore Raider, his program on YouTube. Have a great night. I'll be over there. I got to work tomorrow, but I'll be there after work. So have a great start to your weekend. We'll see you tomorrow night on the Hardcore Raider YouTube channel. We'll see you then.